Hi there. I'm just spending the day hiking with my 6 kids at 6,000 feet, enjoying this awesome view. And why am I telling you this? Because there was a time when I couldn't do this. There was a time when my kids weren't listening, and I was spending the whole day yelling and getting upset with their misbehaviors, and then afterwards feeling guilty and just awful about blowing up on them. And let's face it, when all of that was happening, I didn't want to spend any time with them, let alone quality time. By the way, I'm Louisa Kasha, author of Outcast Outstanding, engineer, and a homeschool parent of 6, including several with special needs. Like I said, I was failing at my most important job of raising my kids. And on top of that, because of the special needs, I was experiencing behavioral troubles beyond the norm. So I was going all over town looking for doctors and professionals and therapists, counselors, what have you, but nothing worked. And it got so bad that one day I just totally lost it. In a grocery store, in front of all my kids and in front of all the customers, I was sobbing pathetically to the point where the store manager came to escort me to the back office to try to help me with my kids and try to console me. And I thought I had to do something different. I realized I'm an engineer, I'm a problem solver. So I started approaching it the way I would on a real engineering project, with root cause analysis and system level integration and all that. And I started to discover the drivers of a child's behavior. And I built a simple system to address all that. And using that system, I turned my family from chaos to harmony, and I help many parents reach the peace and joy they want in their homes, and parents with far more confidence and satisfaction.
And that's why I get to spend days like today, enjoying my kids, spending quality time, bonding, building precious memories, and truly being happy and enjoying them.
So if you're like I was, feeling just stressed and frustrated and exhausted and feeling like everything is such a battle, you see, the problem is that everybody is giving you tools, random bits of good parenting tips and advice. But you see, you can have all the tools in the toolbox, you can have all the best tools, but if you don't know how a car works at the system level, then you won't be able to fix a car. And it's like parenting. No amount of tools is going to get a child to happily want to listen if you're missing one thing. And that one thing is one cohesive system that sets your child up to happily want to listen so that you can cut out the battle and have a lot more joy in your home. I boiled it all down to a simple 5-step system. And let me tell you what's in each of the 5 steps. In fact, let's go find a place to sit down so I can show you all about it. Well, here we are, the 5-step system to get a child to happily want to listen. We've all had it when our kids keep doing the same thing we don't want them doing, no matter what we tell them, like whining, fighting, having a tantrum, having a fit. Well, you see, the thing we need to understand here is that every behavior serves a purpose, and for as long as the behavior is serving its purpose, it's going to continue happening. For example, say you tell your child to go clean and he starts complaining and throwing a fit. So you tell him to go to timeout. Well, what most parents just don't realize what they just did here, and then they're wondering why it is that every time their kids need to go clean, they're throwing a fit. Well, you see, what's happening here is while the child is in timeout, they're not having to go clean. And therefore, the purpose of this behavior is getting the child out of having to clean. And for as long as the purpose is getting maintained, the behavior is going to get maintained. In this step, you're going to discover all of these little things that even the smartest parents miss and continue to do to reinforce the behaviors that they actually don't want in their kids. You're going to discover what they are so that you can stop it for once and for all. Step 2, shifting from battling to cooperating. Now that you know how to stop the behaviors that you don't want in your kids, this step gets straight into getting the behaviors you do want in your kids. So when we feel like our kids are in conflict with us a lot, like everything's a battle, from homework, chores, to getting ready to school, getting ready for bed, turning off their screens, what have you. If it feels like it's a lot of battle, part of it is that the child is not 100% on board with what it is that they need to be doing. Put it bluntly, your child just doesn't want to do it. And this step gives you the secret to get your child to actually want to do it, so that you can cut out the nagging and the conflict over their daily responsibilities and get far more joy and peace for the times that you're spending together. Step 3, igniting a success paradigm. This is the step that really hammers in that lasting behavior transformation, because at the root of all of our behaviors, what shapes it eventually is the experience. So in this step, in order to really get that behavior transformation, we need to reshape their experience. Well, in this step, you're gonna create just the right experience for your kids. You're gonna set them up for success. You're gonna fire them up and bring out the absolute best out of them. In this step, you're gonna get all the proven secrets that you can use to turn any and the toughest situation around. You can diffuse it and turn them into a success in as little as 30 seconds. Step 4, creating the magical connection. Well, if a stranger asked you to go see a movie that you don't care for, would you go? What if it was your boyfriend or your girlfriend that you're so madly in love with asking you to go to that same movie? I bet you end up going. And that's because the relationship you have with this person is really special and magical. That's the kind of magical connection you need with your child, so that when push comes to shove and your child is required to do something that's really hard for them, they'll be willing to walk that extra mile and do it because of the special and magical connection they have with you. This step teaches you how to do all of that. By the way, the side effect for this step is a much better, closer, and stronger relationship with your child. Step 5, shaping the behavior with effective actions. By now, you're already seeing a lot of positive changes in your child and in your home life. You've set your child up for success, you've set up just the right environment and created the right connections, but from time to time, you're still gonna see your child going down the wrong path. But that should be pretty minimum if you've implemented the previous steps very closely following the system. But that's when the step 5 comes in, because it's sort of like the other edge of the sword that catches all those what ifs that you may encounter during the process. This is the step that's going to allow you to parent with full confidence in any situation. Listen, I live in the trenches and I don't survive 24/7 with 6 kids without knowing what I'm doing. Am I saying my life is perfect? No. Am I saying my kids are angels? No. Am I saying you're gonna get a new kid in the day? No. But what I'm saying is that going from sobbing pathetically in the grocery store to thriving with raw confidence, handling 6 kids in any situation 24/7, I didn't get here by getting a PhD in psychology, and I didn't get here by collecting parenting tools either. I got here by using one cohesive system that addresses the drivers of a child's behavior, and that's what my 5-step system is all about. You see, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if what you're doing isn't working, it's not bringing you the joy that you want out of your parenting, it's not giving you the success and the happiness you want in your child, it's not giving you the quality time, the bonding, and the stronger relationship, then you need a new how. And that's why I'm so excited today, because I want to give you the new how. You see, I created this 5-step system to help you get your child to happily want to listen, so that you can finally get the home life that you really want. So click the button on this page and sign up for this amazing program before all the spots are gone. I wish somebody had introduced me to this program when I had my first child. Hey, I'm gonna go back to enjoying my kids, spending this beautiful day together, and when the sun sets, we're gonna go do s'mores, snuggle up under the blanket, and watch the stars together. I want you to know what this feels like. I want you to know what it feels like to have a child who listens, who happily want to listen, so that you can finally have the peace and joy and the family life you want. So click the button on this page and start taking an action towards the life you really want.